Greetings, dear suckers. My name's Joe Bob, and I'm very peeved. And welcome back to False Heart. In this weird white void with feathers, which I'm sure is metaphorical. But a metaphor what? Anyway. Last time, the voices in Salik's head drove him to make questionable choices. Not like murdering people, like voices tend to do. No. Actually, the questionable choices were ignoring the voices in your head. Which would normally be reasonable, but these aren't reasonable times. So this might be the last video. I don't know why I'm telling you that, because you already know if this is the last video, because I probably wrote it in the title, but oh well. 6. Mother. Oh, very nice. Although, I question why my viewpoint is that of a rat. Unless this is just really massive. Anyway. Okay. Oh, that's why. So I could get a really lovely view of her ass as she walks by. Understandable. I'm gone. Tell your mother I said hello. Come back over here, you smooth criminal. Don't be like that. Come in and say hello to her yourself. She'll pull me in and I'll end up staying longer. Yes, that is Elisa's evil plan. Well, my mama really adores you, you know? Just think of her like your own mother, and let her smother you. I'm already struggling to spend time with my own mother these days. Don't add another mother on top. I saw your mother preparing a feast as I left. She has guests coming over? Or you have a date with her? Or maybe she's just a big eater. She might have a really fast metabolism. It's probably just a normal lunch. The kind I had before you moved in. I leave for a few days, feeling a bit homesick, and you start getting fat on another woman's food. Cheater. What a scoundrel. You prefer I don't eat? I prefer you come in and eat my mama's food instead. Now then, he would be a cheater. Cheating on his mother with another mother's food. You scoundrel, Lisa. How dare you tempt him? You vile seductress. It'll break her heart if you don't at least taste it. No, it won't. I don't know how to pronounce that. No, it won't. You're exaggerating. Stone cold, Salik. Yes, it will. I told you she adores you. A lot. I don't think I've done anything to earn that of her. Clearly, you haven't. And yet she still feels that way. Maybe it's the things you've been telling her about me? Can you be a bit more negative whenever bringing me up? I'm not sure your significant other's parents having too high an opinion of you is a issue I've ever seen someone have, but alright. We live in strange times. I complained plenty about you to her. So that's not it, heartbreaker. I suppose it's a mystery then. Not to me. Has she outright told you why? Of course. What is it? Mama adores you so much because she believes you're very special, Blue Eyes. Does she believe that he'll turn into a white dragon? Huh? What do you mean? You said your mama didn't want you to share this with anyone. So why did you share it with me? That, Blue Eyes, is the last piece of history my mama discovered on this. About why you are so special. Huh? What do you mean? Wait, you tried telling me this before, when we first met at the beach, 11 years ago. So you remember. I couldn't find an offering at the time, so you refused to give me the last piece of the puzzle. So, how about now? You know the deal, Blue Eyes. Oh, you've gotta be kidding me. If you want me to keep talking, you'll have to make another offering. Cut out the games, Elisa. As if I haven't offered you enough. You have. Oh, I get it. It's an ellipses. That's what those little dots are. Huh. Then, I won't make you do any legwork this time. Just arm work. If you know what I mean. But you'll have to do a bit with your tongue. Is that right? Do what? All you have to do is say, what is the most important thing you've offered away to be here today with me? Oh, that's a fucking loaded question. Sigma. Succour. My heart and my mind. Oh. Do I have them now? No, they're gone. So there's enough space for you to come in and make home. That's a vaguely depressing way to put it. Come in and make home. That's an odd way of phrasing things. I'm not entirely certain how you should even phrase that. I just think it sounds a bit odd. After we lost the ability to hear angels and see the unseen. After God took it away from my family, from my forefathers. My mama believes that he gave them away to another family. This time, it wasn't anyone who was famous or knowledgeable or rich or any special. Any special? That also sounds a bit odd. Maybe anything special or at all special? Or in any way special? Something like that anyway. Rather, it was a nobody, illiterate, poor family that was barely getting by. Relying only on God, because he's all they ever had. I think that period between family and that should probably be a comma. So when this family started to hear and started to see what no one else could, they began to think they are crazy. The dash and the comma should probably be either 2 dashes or 2 commas, and that should probably all be one sentence. Maybe ellipses there in place of the period, actually. Huh? What's wrong with that? But then I'll definitely become crazy. Talking to imaginary people only when you're alone is crazy. Yeah. Well, shit. They began to think they're hearing demons. They began to think that they are cursed. And so what do? To fix this problem? What they did with any problem. Pray and help people, hoping that God would make it go away. So that he would take this curse away. What else could you expect from a family that just didn't know? That seems vaguely cruel, to be frank. That what they were given was a blessing, not a curse. That what they were hearing were angels, not demons. What they were seeing was the unseen, not hallucinations. Well, the mostly unseen anyway, since they're saying it. They were never open about their curse, so no one in history knew who they were. But my mama believes she's figured them out, so much that she can now recognize them at first glance. At first glance, huh? Have they already gotten married, or is that an engagement ring? Huh? So that's why she became so giddy and jumpy the moment she saw me for the first time. We brought fruits. Oh? Just bringing your son would have been enough. Ha! Ah, you're an He isn't that edible. I'm sure my daughter would differ. I think that should be would beg to differ. My family was recognized by our bright yellow eyes. This new family, which received God's blessing after us, my mama told me. So SigmaSuccour. That certainly does seem to be what this story that she's telling you would indicate, yes. We can recognize them. They were really angels. By their azure blue eyes. Just like yours. Man, he really does have beautiful eyes, doesn't he? Finally, I can tell someone about them. Someone who wouldn't think I'm crazy. Are you? I have to leave now. I don't want to cry in front of her. When I come back, Elisa, to pick you up in a few days, I want to sit with you and your mother. And share with you a secret. You have a secret? What's that supposed to imply? Spill it right now, Illuminati. You don't want my thoughts running wild, imagining what that secret is. Maybe he likes you a little wild. I'm not talking until you make an offering. Nice. Who is talking out there? Speak of the devil. Ow! No, yo mama devil. No, yo mama devil. No, yo mama devil. What? I'm not entirely certain what that means. Tell her I said, thank you. Tell her yourself, pussy. I got to cook for my son again. Well, this is certainly a pleasant twist of fate. Can't wait for everything to somehow go horribly, horribly wrong. Come, sit down, and let's eat. This is too much food. I made it all for you, so if you don't eat it all, it'll go to waste. Motherly guilt trips. You'd normally make this much for guests. Do I? You know we still live in the same house. I barely get to see you. Men so quickly forget who gave birth to them when they find someone to give birth for them. Ha! False. Remember, it was you who told me to focus all on her for a while. And besides, I make this much not because there's a guest in the house, but because I'm happy. Fair enough. Well, Mother, your happiness just created more room in my belly. so don't mind if I overeat today. What a lovely relationship between mother and son. I wish I had that good a relationship with my mother, or father, or siblings. Oh well. If wishes were fishes and beggars would... Well. Oh, I just remembered something. What is it? Your wife was asking why you call me mother. Hmm? Probably because you're his mother, I would imagine. Children normally say mum or mama or ama. And you used to call me that too. Well, I guess. And she was asking me that, giving me a side eye, as if I raised you wrong or something. Don't worry, that's just her default face, to get everyone to question themselves. Ha! Woman after my own heart. If you're not questioning everything, are you really thinking at all? Ah, who knows. Anyways, at some point, I thought calling you Mom felt weak. How would you feel like that? You gave life to me, so I wanted to call you something with more weight and power to it. Makes as much sense as anything. And so I started calling you Mother. Everything else felt shorter and weaker. Let me just hit record on my phone. Now, say that all over again. I'll send the sound to your wife. I'll show her how right I raised my child. You're incorrigible, Mother. I'm not repeating myself. Boo! Also, are you really eating a kebab with a mango? I am. And rice with peach? You have eyes. I should call you a fruit demon instead. Can't you see the demon horns on my head? Made out of bananas? What a strange, strange person. I don't. Maybe God protects children from seeing the demonic in their mother. Speaking of children, when am I becoming a grandmother? Hopefully soon. Wah! Make it soon and make it lots, okay? I can't wait to have lots of little flowers roaming around in this house. Why don't you record yourself saying that and send it to her? Shh. Don't tell Lisa I said that. Haha, I absolutely will. She'll probably just go, well, look who's talking. Your mother only had one. Oh. Ugh. I had more, but they died. Huh? Well, this conversation has taken a turn. Mother? Mother? You had more children? You had more children and... What? Leave it be, Salik. The worm's out of the can now, Mother. No putting it back. I don't want to talk about it. Did you say they died? Don't keep secrets, Salik. What? They start slipping in old age. So it's true? Yes. You had a brother and a sister. And they died. A brother And a sister? Why did you never tell me this before? I don't know. I never felt it was important for you to know. And then the longer you held that secret, the less possible it seemed. The harder it became to stop. Eh? Were they not important to you? What does that mean? Of course they were. Then they should have been important to me! But why are you getting angry? I'm angry because I heard more about fruits than I did about my dead siblings! From my mother! It's complicated, okay? Should I have told you when you were a month old? Or when you were 7? Or 15? I couldn't decide. And I wanted to forget. Forgive me, okay? At least, you could have sat me down at any age and told me something about it! Instead of letting it slip up, like you were never going to tell me in the first place! I'm sorry, okay? Now you know. Knowing this, are you any happier now? Does it change anything for you? That you made this a reason to yell at your old mother? And make her cry? Sorry, Mother, you remember how I used to talk out loud to myself in my room? Mm-hmm. Marriage is a medicine for many problems. At least I never brought it up, so I guess you got cured. Mother, all this time, I wasn't talking to myself. Seriously, Salak? Now you're going to tell me you've been talking to your dead brother and sister? It's strange times we live in, isn't it? After so long, I'm seeing them again. Huh? Mother? You were looking around just now. They're here, aren't they? Yes. It came true. Salak, ask her how we died. Later. She's in shock. Please! I want to know! Mother, how did they die? Why isn't she answering? Let her process. She had 20 years to process! Mother, please. How did the other two die? Who is asking? Just answer already! Sister. Please don't hate me. Huh? You three were supposed to be born together. I aborted them. Murderer! 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 I'm sorry, Salak. My murderer! Your mother! So that's how it is, then. I can't exactly say this came as a shock. When was it that I first began putting the pieces together? Ah, yes. All the way back in False Mercy, I think. But still, to have it all laid out on the table like that, fucking hell. What do I even say? I don't know. I really don't. But at least we'll be sure. Sure of what? I don't know.